You burst from your egg pod alongside about 80 siblings, all crammed together in a tiny underground chamber like the world's worst family reunion. Welcome to life. Your first achievement is simply digging yourself out of the sand, pushing through soil particles 10 times bigger than your head. Your soft, pale little body flexes with every movement, still tender from forming inside that egg. Congrats on the workout. You'll need those muscles for your 6-week sprint to the finish line that is your entire existence. You're not even a full centimeter long at this point, just a squishy white noodle with legs eager to experience the world before it inevitably crushes you. You emerge into blinding desert sunlight, your soft exoskeleton barely hardened, looking like a miniature adult but without the wings. Just a jumped-up sand flea with ambitious dreams. The moment your antennae taste air, you're already hungry. Like stomach growling, would eat anything hungry. Your entire biology is essentially just an eating machine with legs attached. Desert living doesn't exactly come with a welcome basket of snacks, and the scorching sun immediately starts to darken your pale skin into a mottled brown camouflage. Evolution's little gift to help you blend in, though it hardly matters when you're traveling in packs of thousands. Your first meal? Whatever pathetic desert vegetation you can find. As you nibble on a sad-looking desert shrub, you realize you're not alone. Your siblings and thousands of other hoppers are munching alongside you, turning the landscape into an all-you-can-eat buffet with very limited options. The early bird gets the worm, but the early locust just gets whatever hasn't been devoured yet. Your powerful mandibles slice through tough plant material like it's butter, your digestive system designed for one purpose only: turn plants into more locust as efficiently as possible. The desert sun beats down mercilessly, temperatures soaring to 120 degrees Fahrenheit by midday. Most creatures would seek shade, but not you. Your cold-blooded body soaks up the heat like it's free energy, which it is. The hotter it gets, the faster you move, the more you eat, the quicker you grow. It's a strange life strategy, but hey, nobody asked for your opinion when they designed the Desert Locust blueprint. By day 3, you've shed your skin once and grown slightly larger. Molting isn't exactly glamorous. Imagine peeling off your entire body and leaving it behind like last season's fashion. It starts with a strange tingling sensation. Then your exoskeleton splits right down your back. You spend almost an hour wriggling free, soft and vulnerable, before your new skin hardens. The good news is each molt makes you stronger and hungrier. The bad news is literally everything wants to eat you. Birds swoop down regularly, picking off your siblings like they're sampling appetizers. You watch helplessly as a desert lark gulps down 10 of your brothers in one feeding frenzy. Lizards dart from under rocks, gulping down hoppers by the mouthful. Even ants will drag away the weaklings who can't keep up. Every day is a lottery where the prize is simply making it to sunset. A week in, and the real fun begins. You notice something strange happening around you. The quiet, solitary locusts are starting to bump into each other more. With every collision, you feel a little jolt, almost like electricity. Your hind legs brush against another locust, and suddenly your brain chemistry shifts. You're becoming more social, more active. Your once dull brown color starts developing hints of yellow. What's happening? You're going gregarious, baby. See, desert locusts have this wild party trick. When too many of you get crowded together, thanks to a good rainy season or dwindling food, you transform from solitary, peaceful plant nibblers into a collective nightmare. Your brain gets flooded with serotonin every time you touch another locust, turning you into a social butterfly. Or rather, a social eating machine. By your third molt, you're hanging with the cool kids. Your body is now distinctly yellow with black patterns, and you're moving together in hopper bands. Thousands of wingless locusts marching across the desert like a living flood. The hoppers around you aren't just random individuals anymore, they're an extension of yourself. You move as one entity, making decisions collectively without any leader. Scientists would call it swarm intelligence, but there's nothing particularly intelligent about it. Just a series of simple behavioral rules playing out across thousands of identical tiny brains. The result is terrifyingly efficient. Anything green in your path gets obliterated. You can eat your body weight daily, which doesn't sound impressive until you realize there are millions of you doing exactly the same thing. A single square kilometer of your hopper band can munch through tons of vegetation per day. Farmers who spot your yellow mass approaching their fields simply abandon all hope. What took them months to grow, you'll destroy in hours. The band moves methodically, like a military operation. Dawn breaks, and as the sun warms your cold bodies, the march begins. The rhythm is hypnotic. Hop, land, eat, hop, land, eat. Those at the front get first dibs on fresh vegetation. Those at the back get leftovers or resort to cannibalism when food is scarce. It's not personal, it's just survival. Your fallen comrades are just another form of protein. Waste not, want not. You're also playing the world's most intense game of don't get eaten. Birds follow your hopper band like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Wasps dive in for the takeaway special. Shrikes impale your brethren on thorns, creating macabre locust kebabs for later consumption. Desert foxes and jackals paw through the outskirts of your band, gorging themselves on easy prey. After 5 molts and about 3 weeks of this chaotic desert march, something magical happens. You hang upside down, shed your skin one final time, and emerge with wings. Actually, 2 pairs of them. Tough forewings for protection and delicate hindwings for actual flying. They unfurl slowly from your back, crumpled and wet at first. Congratulations, you've reached adulthood. Most of your siblings didn't make it this far, so take a moment to feel special before the existential dread sets in. You've got maybe 3 more weeks to live if you're lucky. Those tiny wings don't look like much, but they're marvels of natural engineering. They can carry you hundreds of miles without rest, beating continuously at about 16 flaps per second. They generate their own lift and thrust, allowing you to reach speeds of up to 20 kilometers per hour. Not bad for something that was a worm-like creature just weeks ago. The physics of your flight would impress aerospace engineers if they weren't too busy figuring out how to kill you and your millions of friends. Your daily routine becomes simple. Wake up, warm up in the morning sun, fly with the swarm for hours, devour any vegetation you land on, rest, repeat. You can travel up to 150 kilometers in a single day, which is pretty impressive for something the size of your pinky finger. The swarm follows the wind and rain, always seeking fresh fields to destroy. Weather patterns become your navigation system. You ride the fronts of storms, intuitively sensing shifts in barometric pressure that signal rain, which means new plant growth, which means food. About a week into your adult life, it's time to think about continuing the species, if you can call it thinking. It's more like a hormonal imperative. As a male, you perform a little dance to attract females, rapidly fluttering your wings to create a distinctive sound while releasing pheromones that drive the ladies wild. As a female, you're looking for the strongest males with the most impressive moves. The competition is fierce. Remember, the sex ratio is roughly equal, and every locust is trying to pass on their genes before time runs out. Mating is quick and businesslike. No candlelight, no dinner, just a brief connection, and you're done. Romantic? Hardly. Efficient? Absolutely. If you're female, you'll spend your final days searching for soft, moist sand to drill your abdomen into, laying those 80 to 100 eggs about 2 inches deep. The egg pod is protected by foam that hardens into a waterproof case. Your final act of motherhood is basically creating a time capsule of future destruction. How thoughtful of you. This is where you differ from many insects. You don't just lay eggs and move on. You invest significant energy ensuring those eggs survive the harsh desert conditions, even if you'll never meet your offspring. And then, after 6 exhausting weeks of molting, marching, flying, eating, and mating, you die. Just like that. Your body drops from wherever you happen to be, becoming food for the desert ecosystem you've been ravaging. No retirement plan, no golden years, just sudden system failure. Your tiny heart stops mid-beat, your wings freeze mid-flap, and gravity claims another victim. The circle of life at its most brutally efficient. The best part? The eggs you laid will wait patiently in the sand until the next rain. They can stay dormant for months or even years if necessary, an insurance policy against drought. Then they'll hatch, and the whole apocalyptic cycle begins again. You won't be there to see it, of course. You'll be dead, possibly mid-chew on some farmer's cherished crop, suddenly dropping from the sky like the world's weirdest precipitation. Death by buffet overconsumption. Talk about going out with your mandibles full.